Hello, hello, and welcome everybody. This is coming to you live from Malaysia. Today is 13 November 2025, and the time here now is 8 p.m. Today, joining me is a very inspiring lady. Um, she is all the way from UK, and she's not only a doctor by profession, but she's also a wife, a mom of a daughter. Maybe the whole full story we shall hear from her. And without further ado, let us welcome Dr. Suzie. Yep. Hello.
Hi, Felicia. How are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, fine. Thank you for stepping in together here. Good afternoon to you. You are 12 o'clock
And
p.m.
good
there.
evening to you. So, thank you so much. It's an honor and privilege to be with you today.
Yeah, I really appreciate it so much. Thank you for coming in. And today's session is going to be a more informal. We are going to more simple heart-to-heart chat. Then we want to, before we start on, maybe I shall introduce a little bit about myself because this is also our first time seeing each other in the online space. So yes, I'm Felicia Jacob, but mine was KOB. Yours was the COB. Yeah, I'm from currently living in Malaysia. I'm a wife, a mom of three, and I'm formerly a corporate employee. I was working in a bank for 30 over years. So over to you, Dr. Suzie. Probably you can introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hi, Felicia. Thank you once again. So, just for the benefit of our pages, I'd like to introduce myself as Felicia has introduced slightly. I am Dr. Suzie Jacob. By background and training, I'm a general practitioner in the UK. And not just that, I'm also a very proud online business coach. I think there's a bit of an echo in the background, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've now been doing the business for about 3 years, and it's been the best decision in my life. Within just 14 months into the business, I was able to retire my husband, who was a private chef by background, and I work now part time within just 20 months into the business. And the most important thing is we are more present parents for our teenage daughter.
You have one daughter, right?
Yes, I do have one daughter.
Yeah. Maybe you can tell us what was life to you before you step into this business.
Yeah, so life was like a typical GP life. I was working full time. That's about 50 hours a week. And my husband was working over 60 hours. So, as you can imagine, we weren't very, very present parents. And we have just one daughter. So she used to walk into the house, into an empty house. And the irony of all the situation was like, her dad's a private chef working for very high-end clients. And she herself had to heat food that was about 3-4 days old and be alone in the house till mom and dad comes back from work, really. So she was very lonely. And after working 50 hours and coming back home quite late in the night, I didn't have much time for her because it really drained me. And my husband also didn't have much time because he used to leave the house at 4:30 in the morning and come back around 11:30. So he's off before we wake up, and he is, he's back once we're all in bed. Now that was like our typical day. Obviously, he had some days off. Sometimes we didn't have the days off, but we did try to make Sundays. We are practicing Christian, so we used to, that was one thing we used to do. We used to take time off on a Sunday, but then you go to church, come back, then you're just getting ready for the next day. So there's not much time after that. So that was how my typical life was. I'm not having much time for family or anything really, any hobbies or like anything for ministry or something, because we were just busy with our day-to-day life.
It was mostly about uh, work and back home, work and back home, that kind of commitment, and it has been ongoing for many years.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. So that was going on for a long time. And we and you're in that vicious cycle, so when you're working like that, you'd be like, you have a certain kind of lifestyle, and to maintain that sort of lifestyle you need a certain income. But when you're working for an employer, the more you work, the more tax you end up paying. So it was kind of like a vicious cycle. We had to work a certain hours. We couldn't work more hours, which we didn't even want to. But even if we did, we would be ending up paying a lot more tax. And yeah, and the thing was, there was no time for us as a family. Me and my husband, we didn't have time together, and most importantly, our teenage daughter didn't have time. It wasn't like she had other siblings in the house where she could
Mhm.
talk to them and all. So she didn't have that, and she really and that really affected her mental health. And yeah, and I knew at some point, like, we couldn't, she got fed up. One day I came back home, like, after a long, from work from home, I mean work from and I came back home after 12-hour shift, and she wanted to tell me something, but because I was exhausted, I actually shouted at her. I told her, like, can't you see that I had a big long day at work? Can't this wait? And then the first thing she told me at that point in time is like, Mama, whether you are there at home or not, it's all the same to me. And that was very heartbreaking for me to hear that from my daughter. And she was about 12, 13 at the time. And I knew at that point in time that something had to change, because for your child to be saying that, I felt like a complete failure as a mom. Like, if she felt like she doesn't need a mom, I felt I was not doing my motherly duties. And yeah, and that really affected me also, my mental health also. And but I would say, like, I took that pain and turned it into a purpose. Like what the Bible says, all things work together for good for those who love God and those who are called according to His purpose. So um, it was a very hard time, but God was able to turn my pain into a purpose, and it's brought a lot of meaning to my life. And now today I'm here to help other people just like me, who feel they're stuck in a rut, stuck with like working hours and spending time with their family. I'm here to tell them that there is another way. There's a smarter way of earning money, so that you can spend more time with the people you love. And for us as a family, we are committed to the work of the Lord, and serve His kingdom. So we are having more time to do that, and also the finances to do that.
Wow, I just had a, what you call that, goosebump. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What a story! What a journey. Um, it took us at that kind of point that when sometimes we need a little bit of a reminder, especially from our own kids. Huh? Yeah, then ever since then, when you step into this business, life has become better. I heard that you said you will be able to help out in ministry as well.
Yeah, that's correct.
And your husband was able to got off from the chef full-time job. Yes, that's then now your daughter is already 15, is it?
No,
15 or 16?
no, my daughter's 17.
Now it's 17.
Yeah,
Okay, right.
she's 17
Yeah.
at the moment now. It
She's
did take a
she's
while to actually find this business. There was a time when the incident happened to the time. So then, you don't know anything. Because for me, at that point in time, when she was 13, the only thing I knew how to do in my life was to be a doctor. I didn't know anything else. Like, I'm not qualified to do anything else. So that was all my, you know, um, limiting belief, that you need something on paper to do a business. Like, I'm sure, I don't know about you, but for me, I don't have an MBA. I don't have any certifications to do what I'm doing. All I can say is I have the grace of God in my life, and His grace is leading me every day to do what I'm doing today.
right. And when can you tell? tell us and the audience, when you first saw the ad, what actually sparked you to click on and to take on this action?
Before the
Because in the online space, you see, so
yeah,
yeah,
so before starting this business, I put my feet in few things. Like tried a bit of crypto, I did a bit of property. I actually went into an MLM, which did all turn out quite good, because you when you're in that vulnerable state and you are desperate, so you would try anything kind of thing. And but because I had no idea about how money works, so how tax work and things like that, these were things I had to learn. So there was a phase when I was doing all that with minimal success. Yes, I did make a bit of money, but I lost a bit of money also. And then what happened is why, but that prepped me for this business really, because by that time my mindset had started to change from an employee mindset, saying that, oh, you need a qualification to do anything. Like I was doing property without any much qualification. I just got a mentor and I got a coach to learn property, and I was doing that. And so I knew that if you associated yourself with the right people, and with the right team, you would be successful. It was around about that point in my life that I didn't actually see my mentor's ad. I only saw one of her posts. It was a video where she was in Ireland at that point, and she's a nurse by background. She's completely retired now. So, but at that time she was still working her nursing 1 day a week, and she was in this beautiful scenic area. Like, there was a cliff, and she was at the edge of the cliff, and she was taking this video. So it was very beautiful scenery. So that made me stop. I was starting to listen to what she was saying, and she was saying that how she started the business about a year and a half ago or something like that, and how she was able to cut down from full-time work and just working 1 day a week. And then she was like saying how her story was like nobody believed her, like nobody believed that she could do what she was able to do. Like her husband was against her doing the business. Her mom was like, you're just wasting your money. You studied nursing, why are you doing this sort of thing? And then she, at that point, she told, saying like, Mommy, just give me a chance, just give me one chance. If this doesn't work, I promise I'll go back to nursing. And at that point in time, I was having this conversation with my dad, because my dad knew I was putting my feet in few things and trying out a few things. And my dad was like, you don't waste your money. You're wasting a lot of your money. And you studied so hard to be a doctor. And he told me I'm not business material. So my dad told me, and it was around about that time when my actual dad told me that. And I was like, oh, she faced the same thing, where her mom didn't believe and said, don't waste your money. And then she was like, just give me a chance. And I remember saying to my dad, also, just give me a chance. I'm just finding my way here. I will make it. So for me, that resonated. It wasn't an ad, it was just the video she posted.
just a normal post in her page.
It's a normal post of video. It wasn't an ad. And I was not looking for an online business, to be honest, because I was doing property, and I was trying to make property work. But it was very hard because I was working full time, and for property, you need to go view the property, make the deals, and things like that. So it was like a fourth job for me. I was getting stressed with that. And that's when then what happened is, when you like something in Facebook, the algorithm then keeps on showing you the same thing.
Right.
So what happened is posts kept on showing into my page. I became a friend of hers, and then then I saw a lot of her posts, and she was a Christian too, and then she was taking her kids to church and all those sorts of things. And then I saw that she was making a third of what I was making by just working 1 day a week as a nurse, and then she did this part time. And I was like, she's making a two-third of what I am making, and I'm working 50 hours to make the whole money. That's like, I want that. I want that. Then it took me about 1.5 months to actually, I didn't again see her ad or anything. I then contacted her directly. I said, I want to know more about this business you're talking about, because I want that lifestyle that you're having. Like for me, that's the dream, working 1 or 2 days a week as a doctor, and then having the rest of the week. That's my dream life kind. And she was living my dream life. And I wanted that. And that's when I contacted her. Then I obviously saw the webinar, called her immediately after the webinar. I had saw the replay, because in the UK, the actual webinar is at 1 a.m. No one in here watches that. 1 a.m. and on a working day. So we all actually watched the replay. I watched the replay. I immediately watched the replay and called her. I said, I'm interested. So what do I do next? And then it was just like bang, 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 everything happened. And 3 years now down the line, my life looks completely different.
It's completely changed.
Oh, yes.
And I could see that from your, from the smile on your face, and it was real. I think your daughter has been much better then.
Oh yeah, she's really much better. She's doing very well. So we all three of us serve God in our own capacity. So she's also very, there was a phase at that point in time. She was not like, when kids don't know whether there is God and things like that. So she was going through that phase. So now she believes in God. She's got saved. She's got baptized in this past 5 years. So our life has changed. So now she believes in God. She's, her mental health's a lot better. She's actually 100% well, and we are all very happy, present parents, present as a family for each other. My husband's actually downstairs now. Like this is kind of lifestyle we could not imagine, because at this point in time, I'm working. 3 years ago, I'm working on a Thursday morning.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my life has completely changed.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your beautiful story. Of course, there is. I'm glad actually you saw that post. It turned out to become a turning point for you and also for your whole family. Uh, Amazing, and it's really what I gather is that I believe that when our faith and the courage meets with the action, that's what's happened to you. When your faith and your courage meets together and with the actions, amazing things happen. So that's what has happened to your family. So thank you so much for sharing your story. And so to those who are listening, and if Dr. Susie's story resonates with you, in life, many of us, we have all kinds of struggles. And sometimes we just thought that, we just need to work and go back, work and go back and earn for living. But at the end is we still have to pause and think over it again. Is that the kind of life cycle that we are meant to be? Because each and every one of us, we as a believer, we believe that we are called for a purpose, and we are not just to be born to work. And of course we need to work, to be hardworking work, but in this platform, in this business that we are in, it teaches us to work smarter.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not, of course we need to put in effort.
Yeah.
But eventually you can see the testimonial from Dr. Suzie as well, that eventually the time, the hours of spending in the work that is continuous and exhausting, and family issues and all these things, and things start to shift when our mind begin to open up for something new. So that's what if you would like to learn more about what we are in, what we are building is something meaningful, something that could also pass down to our generations. So, and it is a life transforming business. So it's not everything just talk about money, but we are talking more towards why we come into this business, because we want change, and we want more time freedom for our family and to be able to serve And so I am so grateful and inspired. Thank you, Dr. Susie, for your time here with me and sharing your story once again. And to all our audience who are listening, uh, well, take actions. It's a very small steps. All you have to do is just to register in the website, take a look at the webinar, and after you have finished watch the webinar, if you have further questions, then just connect with either me or Dr. Susie, right? And thank you so much once again. That's all for us today.
Thank you,
And
Felicia. Thank you so much for having me today.
yeah, thank you so much.
Take care and God bless.
Yeah, God bless you too.
Bye.